Should have taken a mic or an alpha.
Oh, we can play with those another time.
Yeah.
So he has no objective but killing everyone else.
If you are Russian, kill the Americans and anything else. If you're American, kill the Russians and anything else.
Remember, there was one time we were playing this, and the AI blew each other up, and it
Yeah.
said mission complete.
Yeah, because
It's kinda glitchy.
basically, if all the Americans do is kill the AI, or if all the Russians do is kill the AI, then whoever has the most points wins. So if they both kill each other, then that causes the game to go, huh? What do we do now?
Yeah.
It gets terribly confused.
Eric, do you wish to go to Periscope depth so we can get link data on everyone?
Can if you want.
On each other's positions?
We can we
Yeah. Short answer, yes. Do it. So I win by either destroying you two or killing more enemy submarines than you two. I should point out that technically I'm kind of at a disadvantage because I'm in a kilo, which means I can't go very fast, but at the same time, good luck finding me.
So there are AI subs on the map.
Yes, but you will know if you.
But they could be totally random.
They are completely random, and they are not American or Russian ships. So if you identify like a Chinese or if you identify like a Chinese or a French, it's probably AI, but it could just as easily be hunting for you.
Yeah. Sometimes the AI will throw in like DSRVs and other random things.
Well, it is random, but obviously it completely depends on what's there. I mean, it's a bit of a lottery ticket if that happens, but it can happen.
Okay.
You know what they need? A rocket-powered submarine.
Just a giant squall.
Yep.
All you hear is the
200 knots
it's like this.
underwater.
The guys in the sonar just take their headphones off every time that's in the ocean. Otherwise, they end up with their heads blown off. Just just before that happens, you can faintly hear the sound of. Ah! We'll be back in a moment, guys.
So I have my radio mast extended.
Hold on. Radio extended. There you are.
Okay.
It's a very small submarine.
It is. But I think the model looks kind of old.
Oh, your lamp.
Yeah, I've never seen it in game before. Anyways, Ghost Dog, are you back? Good. I'm gonna drive towards the center of the circle.
Okay.
Lowering all masts.
Whose lamp?
Oh, he didn't turn it back on. Oh well.
just noticed that I don't know how to acquire a target with the torpedoes.
Uh-oh. I'm unfamiliar with that submarine, so I cannot help you.
Okay.
Sorry.
The menu, the panels look a bit similar to the Seawolf, I think. So I have a target display where I can pick targets,
Okay.
and then there's a launch panel where I can launch my torpedoes, but I don't know how to say that one torpedo should go to target.
Push. Is there a P button?
On the torpedo launch,
On the target designator.
a P button? No. Oh yes,
P
there is.
as in Papa.
Okay, yes, there's. Okay, now I know. Thanks.
No problem.
Uh, should maybe delete you as a target for my torpedoes.
Yeah. I would not appreciate being sunk by a friendly.
Not really.
John's been a pain. Just cleaning up on my pillows and shit. She just wants to be the star of the show. She just wants to be the star of what we show, that's what she is.
There is no layer where I am.
Okay.
Sewell, the Virginia should be very quiet at higher speeds.
Okay, for me there isn't a layer either.
Too shallow.
Yeah.
I'm gonna roll in my towed array and then go deep.
I had my camera focused on your sub all the time, and I was wondering why I was not sinking.
Yeah.
Diving.
This is a very interesting looking submarine that you have.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially with the like cables between the planes next to the
Yeah.
propeller. Never seen a submarine design like that. Ghost Dog, are you back? Maximum operational depth of my submarine is 1,640 feet. Oh wow, mine is very slow. Maximum speed of 28 knots.
Oh, mine has a maximum speed of 20 knots. Great.
Yeah. At least Mark 48 ad caps.
Yeah, and I have rocket torpedoes and the electric torpedoes, the silent ones.
Yeah.
And I'm back. Sorry about that.
No problem. We took the time to discuss tactics.
Fair enough.
You also discovered that our submarines are fairly slow compared to some of the other ones.
Really slow.
You're very quiet though. As am I. And while everyone's creeping around, hoping to see who bumps into another first, I'm just building my model kit.
What model?
Oliver Hazard Perry,
Ooh.
Oh, nice.
1/350 scale.
I have one of the old Renoir reproductions of the USS King model.
Cool.
I have that, and then I have a M60E6 model to build. The tank.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Better not been stream sniping me.
No, I'm not.
Me neither.
Good answers, both of you.
I mean, it's a good idea, but
No, it's a terrible idea. Because remember, I'm the server. I can go, oh, sorry guys, the server just crashed. Let's just start that again, and I'll just not live stream. There we go.
But how would you know if we were stream sniping?
yeah.
The fact that a torpedo or a ballistic missile comes randomly down on my head when there's no way you could possibly know where I am.
But what if you couldn't hear the torpedo?
I would hear you launching.
Not if he's using one of those fancy silent torpedoes.
Which the Ohio isn't carrying.
But
No one's in Ohio.
Oh, that's right, he's in Virginia, isn't he?
I'm in Virginia. He's in a Type 212.
Oh,
I
the
have the electric torpedoes, the silent, and I have rocket torpedoes.
the Tigerfish.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And how are the other ones called?
Spearfish?
Spearfish is not a sub rock.
Uh,
It's just a really fast torpedo.
Barracuda.
Barracuda
That
is
is the electric, I think.
it's the German equivalent of the Squall.
I'm unfamiliar with that type. Couldn't the LA-3 go like 32 knots?
Can. It's just going to be terribly loud if you do that.
should have been Alpha versus Skipjack. That would have been nice.
Yeah, hilarious. Mike versus Alpha.
Ooh.
That would be fun.
What year did the mic come out?
It was most active during the 80s before it sank, so I'm going to guess late 70s,
Wait,
early
it
80s.
sank?
Yeah, the ComSum alert says there was only one mic class and it sank.
Huh, didn't know that.
Electrical fire, casualty, lost power, sank to the bottom of the Norwegian Sea, where it still continues to rest.
Interesting.
42 casualties. Only 6 of them were as a result of the accident. The rest of them died of exposure
Oh,
after they abandoned ship.
Oh.
I know that the Alpha was first deployed in 77.
I'd guess the mic is a little bit later than that, but not too far later. They were both designed as experimental test beds to decide to figure out a whole bunch of stuff about how to make new propulsions and new electronics. The Alpha was all about power and new plants and power plants. They were the ones using the lead
bismuth cooled fast reactor.
Yeah, that's insanely powerful. They figured,
It needs to be kept hot, otherwise it'll just kind of.
Yeah. Otherwise, you have a solid
break
chunk of metal.
itself.
Well, you have a solid chunk of metal if it's not kept hot.
Yeah.
So the reaction is still sustained even when it's at port.
Or was supposed to be with an on-port steam system, but of course that was never really built.
Yep. The Americans actually experimented with one as well, but they converted it pretty quickly back. The original Seawolf.
Yeah.
But they figured out what the Soviets. They figured out a little bit quicker that it's just not safe enough, and it's not because they didn't like the idea of having a reactor that you could not turn off.
Yeah.
And also they were like, nah, it's too much difficulty.
Plan to use it for like a building power plant.
That's still not something I would be a fan of.
Yeah. Well, I thought that basically if you had an issue, you could shut down or freeze the coolant so it would entomb itself or something.
It's a nice theory because lead and bismuth are great absorbers.
What is a laser finger? I have a station called Laser Finger.
Yep, it's basically a laser rangefinder that is attached to your periscope, so you don't need to do range estimation. You just shoot a laser at your target and you get an instant range.
That's cool.
Think of it as like a secondary periscope, or except you'd probably use it as your primary periscope if you could.
Cool.
It is very.
Virginia doesn't have a real periscope, does it?
It's a digital one. So
it's the camera thing, right?
Yeah. It allows them to make the conning tower a little bit of a different locate. It basically allows them to make it a little bit more ergonomic for where things are inside the conning tower.
Yeah.
And it also means theoretically they can upgrade the optics later much easier.
Yeah. Here's a random question.
Mm-hmm.
On the sales of many classes of Russian submarines,
Mm-hmm.
it looks like there's like windows right at the top.
Yep.
What are those for?
They are
the actual windows?
I'm not sure if they're actually windows or not, but the entrance to the bridge is the large door above them. So I know the Oscar has them as well.
Typhoon has them.
Mm-hmm.
Alpha had them.
The Type 212 has also 2 windows.
Yeah, I think it may well be like a bridge.
Well, the Type 212, no, those look more like lights. Which is also weird.
Well, you need running lights for when you're running along the surface.
Nah.
Yeah. when you're in port and you're traveling at night, you do not want to crash into a civilian ship. That would be embarrassing and expensive.
Yeah, you just need a radar that can put out so much radiation that the radiation pressure forces everything else away from it.
Right.
You know, you have a massive problem with radiation there. It's like,
Isn't there like a crazy German design of spaceship where we would artificially create a black hole about the size of an atom and we would use the radiation pressure forced out the back to propel the ship forward?
I've heard of something similar to that. It's like an Albuquerque drive. Basically, what you're trying to do is fold space in front and behind the ship, and effectively surf on gravity, which theoretically allows faster than light travel because speed becomes very relative at that point.
That's the more traditional, what's known as the Star Trek type warp drive.
Yeah.
But this was a different thought thing. I don't know.
It's all very sci-fi and beyond my head. There's nosebleed physics involved, but
Yeah.
it's an interesting idea. I don't know how you'd go about making a black hole without short of you bringing an entire particle accelerator with you.
I think that was the point, is the engine room would just be a particle accelerator.
I am not a fan of that idea.
But are you the fan of the really old 60s Project Orion?
Oh, well, yeah. I think that's probably a little bit easier to pull off because you can do that whole. You could send everything up into space in the first place and then assemble it up there.
Yeah. Well, that was most of the plan before Kennedy actually canceled it.
Well, more specifically, the Outer Space Test Ban Treaty banned that.
Yeah, they decided that using a spaceship propelled by nuclear explosions was probably a bad idea.
Yeah, I think to be honest, the better idea was from a scientific point of view. Okay, so we've got this ship that can travel at significant percentages of light speed harnessed by nuclear weapons. Quick problem. First of all, how do we make sure that ionizing radiation doesn't murder the Van Allen belt and everything underneath it? Second question, where the fuck are we going with that? And it's fourth question, how the fuck do we slow down?
They turned around and set off nukes in the other direction.
Yeah. What could possibly go wrong, right?
They calculated out that that with the Project Orion, and if we had enough nukes, we could get it to Alpha Centauri in 90 years.
Sign me up. Just imagine the constant vibrations going on in the background. Constant explosions.
Well, there was this giant, like, pressure plate shock absorber thing on the back.
Yeah, and if that fails even once in 90 years.
Yeah.
No.
Everyone becomes very squishy.
No. Everyone becomes very, very a collection of atoms.
Squishy.
Not squishy, just like what's left of the inside of the ship will have little shadows burned inside it.
Well, the giant plate on the back was supposed to be like this ablative heat shield.
I expressed doubt as to how effective that would be.
Where is the kilo at?
I don't know where any of you guys are at either. I'm just heading in a
Probably
direction
run
and seeing what I bump into.
Probably run circles around you at flank speed, you in here.
I think, to be honest, I probably would. And if you want to try that, you're more than welcome to allow yourself to. Because bear in mind, I'm running the one with the improved sensors.
Yeah.
I said improved, not amazing, but
No sonar contacts.
Me neither.
I know, we should all tell each other just to run at flank speed into the center of the circle and make this like an undersea dogfight.
You do realize if I run at flank speed in at the center of the circle, I'll have no battery power left by the time I get there, right?
Just surface and run as fast as you can on ventilate.
Right, I should do that. Yeah, no. Because that
Totally don't worry about me also going to surface and using my radar to find you.
totally don't worry about the AI not knowing the game that we're playing and sinking us all.
I half bet you that one of the AI subs is going to be like a DSRV.
I kind of want to just quit. I
Sub.
kind of just want to surrender and quit the game and see what it threw at us, but no.
What's DSRV?
A deep submergence rescue vehicle. It's the little,
Ah,
it's the little vessel that goes on the back of a Seawolf or a 688 class sub, and it was ostensibly for rescuing stranded, stricken submarines.
okay.
Here's the problem. It's capable of diving up to 20,000 feet. There are no submarines that can dive that deep. So what it's actually for is for collecting intelligence and crap off the bottom of the floor if an enemy submarine explodes.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
They
I
used it in the Hunt for Red October.
That was its theoretical usage. You know, boarding a
Yeah.
submarine underwater. Uh, it's been known to have been used to investigate, for example, the Permit and the Thresher wrecks.
okay.
It is also known to have participated in searches along the ground for Russian sunken submarines as well, and intelligence gathered thereof.
Is it crude or is it
Crewed. Yep. It can be crewed. You only need a crew of 2 or 3.
Okay.
There's room for like 20 people in the back. And then the idea is you go back to the mothership or you surface and go back to the nearby rescue boat, which is maintaining contact with the stricken vessel. It's an intelligence gathering device. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise.
Yeah.
You don't you do not design a vessel to go to 20,000 feet if there's no such submarine that can go to 20,000 feet.
No, that really doesn't make any sense.
Because they did that. They called the 2 and 20 rule. If you can design something to go to 2,000 feet, you should be able to design it to go to 20,000 feet, not too much more expensively. If you can do that, you can get to pretty much like something like 85% of the ocean floor.
Hmm.
There's a section on it in a book that I've got called The Silent War, written by John Pena Craven. He's the guy who ran the U.S. Naval Institute of Research from the days of the Polaris missile up until he retired.
Okay.
So he's been responsible for a lot of that sort of stuff. He's known an awful lot about all that kind of thing.
Well, that's interesting.
Oh,
Push
he's
the launch XBT button.
Yep.
And a Marvin the Martian clip of audio plays that says, "Oh, drat these computers."
That's hilarious. That's a nice Easter egg.
It's interesting.
My one doesn't do that.
I think it's for the Seawolf and the Virginia.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of neat Easter egg.
Yeah, it
What
must be.
launch XPT button?
In the sonar console under the layer depth, there's a button that says XPT in most aircraft, in most submarines. You can transmit. The XPT is transmit bathythermograph. Basically, you take a bathythermograph, which is a temperature sensor, haul it over the side of the boat, and it transmits all the way to the ocean floor or until it loses contact. What the temperature is. And this is how you
Okay.
ascertain where the layer is.
Okay.
Because if there's a sudden change in the water temperature, then that's where the layer is.
Okay. So for me, it also says, "Oh, dread these computers."
There you go.
That's interesting.
My one does not do such a thing.
Wonder if that was supposed to be like an April Fool's joke or something.
Probably.
Kind of like DCS X-Wing,
Yeah.
DCS TIE Fighter.
That's hilarious.
Would be kind of fun
Long
though.
running. Yeah, it would, but it's been a long time running April Fool's joke.
Okay.
Coming out in 4 Falcon weeks.
Coming out in 3025.
Yeah, but it'll take them about that long to get an adequate way of modeling the entire solar system.
Yeah.
It'll still run at 30 frames per second, and everyone complain,
Yeah,
and
my
everyone will,
quantum supercomputers.
yeah, and everyone will complain that the flight model for the missiles is still garbage. The proton torpedoes don't fly fast enough. Was unable to bullseye Womp rat holes in my T-65. Would not buy again.
Yeah, in Star Wars lore, the proton torpedo is supposed to have a yield of like 600 gigatons.
Yeah.
And you see it impact the ground a number of times throughout the literature, and it's less than a 500-pound bomb, so I doubt it has a yield of 600 gigatons. It's like a planet cracker right there.
Yeah, they're not so handy, are they? Seems a bit dumb.
Who needs a Death Star?
Yeah.
I'd be interested to see what they rate the Death Star laser power at.
Oh, people have went and calculated it.
I've seen Scott Manley calculate it. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the moment where I wish time skip would work.
Yeah.
My current destination is going to take me 7 hours. Based at current,
Oh.
based at current knots.
How slow are you moving?
I'm not telling
That's
you.
okay, I may have found one of the AI subs.
Oh, good. Hurry up and launch so I can
Listed
pinpoint you.
as, like, yeah.
I hope you didn't find me.
No, I know it's not you. It's coming in as like a Japanese or a Chinese sub. So.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's AI.
It's actually like out of my preferred range for ad caps.
That's all you've got as well in Ohio.
No, I'm not in Ohio.
I know. I was just thinking, Ohio's not really got a lot to deal with there.
Yeah, this thing has some weird modern version of the Subrock. Non-nuclear.
What's the model number?
Stand by. Uniform, Mike, dash, 125, Bravo.
Oh, the Sea Lance, yes. That was a theoretical that was never actually built. It was cancelled.
Oh. Well done.
Subrock means it's going in the air and drops a.
Yep, it's a rocket that has it's a submarine. It's a submarine launched rocket that
Okay.
dispenses something at the end.
Okay.
In our case, it's a torpedo.
Okay.
It's a really clever idea, actually. Fire something that flies through the air much faster. Drop it over somewhere.
If it was enabled, I'd be tempted just to turn on full auto crew, let the submarine fight for me.
Yep,
Can you do that?
you can in
No.
you can't in my setup, but there are people who will let you just auto crew everything. All you have to do is just basically tell the submarine to go there and then engage with, and then you can just order it to fire, which is really
Okay.
stupid.
Yeah.
Because what you're really doing there at that point in time is really just a command exercise. Congratulations, you just turned Dangerous Waters into a real-time strategy game.
Or Cold Waters.
Or that too. Savage.
How is Cold Waters, by the way?
I enjoy it. I think it's
Don't
great.
know. I don't have it.
Okay.
I'll probably get it when it's less than $40.
It's a little expensive.
In my opinion, it's not worth $40. It doesn't have enough content to be worth that much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If
are
they
there
release
mods?
multiplayer, a mission editor, all the Russian campaign, and NATO surface vessels, then maybe. There are a couple of mods now.
Okay. Is it highly moddable or?
It's
can
highly
you-
moddable.
So you can basically make a mod for ships or airplanes
If you knew
or
what you were
stuff like that.
if you knew what you were doing, theoretically, yes.
Okay.
Well, right now they've modded in to make the Russian submarines playable,
Mhm.
but you still play on the NATO faction side, and you still fight and sink other Russian submarines and surface ships.
Yep.
Oh.
And this is because they don't have a side chooser. You're just on a certain
Yeah.
side, and then you're up against enemies.
Okay.
Well, currently there are no NATO vessels modeled in the game.
There is that.
Oh.
They just don't exist. Which is why you never see any other submarines besides yourself or any other ships besides Russian ones.
That's unfortunate.
Your games just freeze, time pause.
Yes. Me too.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you all tab?
I did. I was checking something because my live stream has stopped. I normally can do this.
Okay.
I can normally do this, but I forgot I can't if I'm the host. But you've just caught a glimpse into why it's a bad idea to alt tab inside Dangerous Waters.
Yeah. I just put on a music playlist very quietly in the background, playing on repeat before I started, so I don't have to alt tab. No, that would be myself.
It's the other thing I like about using the Kilo. I don't have to deal with Toad Array noise.
Yeah. I see the other sub on narrowband, not broadband, so I can't actually tell which is the reciprocal and which is not.
You can use a bit of intuition. Bear in mind we tend to start in opposite corners of the map. You know, southeast,
Yeah.
southwest, northeast, northwest.
Well, sometimes I've had the AI spawn right on top of me. Like within 2 nautical miles of me.
Yeah, it's not very often it happens, but it's bloody annoying when it does.
Of course, right now, Auto TMA says they're both past 10 miles from me, so. Yeah.
All you can really do is just plot them both and see which one swings round wildly when you look at the TMA.
Yeah. Syringe. Oh, interesting. I need the Dodoray to start moving first.
Well, that's marginally annoying.
What?
YouTube is encountering an error 500 internal server error. So that means I can't tell you if my live stream is working right now or not.
Should I
I
look?
can't tell you either.
No, I can't look there.
No, it's fine.
Because if
It
I
would be,
look, I know where you are.
not just that, alt tabbing would be a very big recipe for disaster for yourself. We'll just have to chalk it up to fun.
No, I could look with myself. Or
It's up to you. I don't mind.
I'm not looking. It says it's online.
Well, I've zoomed in at the moment to a point on the map which is nowhere near me, so
Okay.
if you can see a blue screen with the Dangerous Wars interface, then fine. It won't give you very much.
Yeah, it's working.
Okay.
What was your chat saying it wasn't working?
I can't see my chat. I can't see anything right now.
Oh, okay.
Probably because of the fact that, like I say, I'm running Tungle. Tungle does not like my network.
Mess.
Are you no longer looking, Eric?
No, I'm not.
Thank you.
I just quickly looked if it was online and then I put the cell away.
That's fine. Thank you.
Okay.
You saw the message?
Yes.
Very well.
Okay. Hmm.
Message.
Yes.
Okay. Message.
You can reply to each other in chat.
I know.
Oh.
Press D, as in dog.
Yeah. Okay. And dog. Oh.
Oh, hello. Very deep layer.
Would Dread these computers a reference to something?
A very old, very, very old cartoon
Okay.
called Looney Tunes.
Okay. I
Marvin the Martian's a product of like the 40s and 50s.
Yeah. Message.
okay.
Message.
Okay.
Message.
message.
Crap. Just lost a piece. Should probably just stop with the model making right now while I'm waiting on shit to happen anyway.
Nothing.
Here we go. Okay. Yes, Phoenix, sorry, I am back on the stream. It's just taken me a long time to get myself back up and running. Currently doing a very simple game of Subdomination with Revan and Eric, who are in Virginias and other things. Of course I can, Phoenix. I'll get that done as quick as I can. The very first thing you'll need, Phoenix, is Dangerous Waters itself, which is available on Steam pretty cheap. The next thing you'll need is Reinforced Alert, which is what RA is short for. If you look it up, if you look it on Google, it's very easy. If you just type in Dangerous Waters Reinforced Alert, it'll come up. There's a collection of patches which are already in my Discord channel, but I'll repost them for you. And if you follow all the instructions, you get what you have in front of me.
Yes.
Okay.
Hear anything yet, Ghost Dog?
Sorry, what?
Said, do you hear anything yet?
I'm neither confirming nor denying anything. You don't get
Cannot recall that incident, Senator?
what incident?
Oh, nothing. I was trying to make a bad joke.
I know. I'm really messing with you hard right now. The mind games begin. From what you're saying, though, I'm going to infer that you've lost your patience.
Negative. Just curious. Mess.
Okay.
Interesting. Well then. Come on, Auto TMA, make up your mind. 10 nautical miles, 2 nautical miles, 100 nautical miles.
Everyone has a guess.
That's
Okay.
kind of wish the US subs had mosses.
Is the moss a decoy or what is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like a
It's
submarine.
the decoy that gives the sound frequencies and the active return of whatever submarine launched it.
That's cool.
It can distract other submarines and torpedoes. It's currently modeled for the Russians under the name of the Korund in-game. The Akula 1 improved, Akula 2, and Akula 3 have it.
Okay.
It's very effective.
What is a UUV?
A similar idea, except it's
Okay.
basically a mobile. It's a mobile trailing sonar station. You can use it
Okay.
to go active or passive, and you fire it like a torpedo, but you can send it into an area that you don't want to go yourself, for example.
Ah, cool.
Three and four.
I have a feeling that you are on the exact opposite side of the map from us.
I would think that tool as well. I would think that as well, to be honest.
Should we all just agree to run flank to the center?
If that's what you want to do, yeah.
I don't know. I was just asking.
I'm not going to run flank, but I'm going to move. We can agree to make our way to the center.
Okay.
So I'm not going to run to the center because that will put me at a very severe disadvantage.
That's
Okay.
way outside of that. Ten, 5 and 19 nautical miles. Okay. Oh, take the hat off for a moment, guys.
Interesting.
What is interesting? Okay.
So are we all heading for the center of the map?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Good kill for someone. You got yourself a main class.
Yeah.
Someone did anyway.
Message.
Yeah, I know, Phoenix. It's because I'm the server and the live streamer. I'm doing what I can with it, but I'm also using Tungle to make this work, so bear with it. It'll be much more stable when the live stream is archived.
There would be nowhere on this map that a mic could use its depth advantage, would there?
No, not significantly so. I mean, there's deep points in the map, say about 900 meters in the center, but you've got to get all the way to the center in the first place.
Yeah. An alpha can definitely use its speed, but the mic can't use its depth, so.
Yeah,
How deep can the mic go?
1,000 meters, 3,000 feet.
That's deep.
Yeah, solid titanium hull.
Oh.
Very expensive to make, but boy does it work. The wreck is still sitting at the bottom of the Barents Sea.
Is it intact?
Pretty much.
Wonder why they never tried to raise it.
Because they can't get anything down that deep to prick it back up again. And
Get a DSRV down that deep.
DSRV ain't gonna. DSRV is fine for rescuing, but it ain't a tugboat.
Get
Also the
any
Soviets.
DSRVs down.
There's really only one or two in existence, and also
Okay.
and also, I don't think the Americans the Soviets were going to let the Americans go anywhere near that vessel. Given that it was a technological test bed for all the stuff they were experimenting with. It,
Well, now it's quite old by today's standards.
well, yes, so there's no value in grabbing it. Can't have it both ways.
Well, you could grab it to dispose of its nuclear reactor.
You could, but it's intact. Why risk damaging it?
For science.
Yes, I'm sure that will go down well.
Wonder how fast the Yasen can go.
I don't know. See if you can goose it into moving fast.
Yeah. There's been rumors floating around that it may as well be called the Alpha 2.
That would make sense.
I would say if they're calling it the Alpha 2, it would probably mean it's pretty fast. But just how fast? 50 knots?
I don't know about that.
Yeah, that would be pretty difficult to achieve. So I guess the Alpha also had this weird escape pod system.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was basically this giant sphere thing that could fit the entire 35-person crew into it, and they'd push a button and it would launch out of the sail somewhere and float up to the surface.
Ooh. Wow.
Yeah, pretty neat.
Yeah, at least they thought of something.
Need an Alpha that would make this trip shorter. Of course, you'd be able to hear me from the other side of the map.
Even in a kilo, I think I would.
Yeah. Well, the Alpha at flank, doesn't it cavitate at all depths?
pretty much. Yeah, I figured that out far too late, Phoenix.
So why does the Seawolf and the Virginia give you a button to rig in the bow planes? What purpose does that serve?
Extra speed at the expense of depth control.
Yeah.
Quite simply, you can go much faster if you don't have drag out the front of your vessel. Oh, Phoenix, I'm going to slow down at 6 knots once I get to depth. I just want to hurry up and get to depth since I've already potentially given my position away.
So here's a question. Since I never use the Seawolf or the Virginia, what's the purpose of the three, like, I guess you would call them hull sonar arrays on the outside?
So you've
Three square rectangle things.
Isn't it the purpose so that you can triangulate the position of something easier?
You have 3 sensors. You have the bow sensor, the conformal arrays on the side, and the towed array.
I know, I meant like on the 3D model of the ship,
Okay.
presumably where the conformal array would be. You have 3 rectangles, physically rectangular bulges on the side of the ship.
Ah, yes. No, that's not the conformal arrays. Seawolf was also designed as an intelligence gathering ship. You'll notice as well it's got vents along the bottom. Those are feet. They can place them. They can the real Seawolf can pop them out and sit on the ocean floor
Oh, interesting.
if it can dive deep enough.
That's neat.
Here
Never
goes
knew
nothing. The more you know.
Virginia has them as well.
So did the Long Sturgeons class, the Pargo.
So is there a way to make the prop stop rotating once you, say, sit on the bottom?
Well, that's exactly what that does. You stop the prop, you go all stop, and then that allows you to you use there's little thrusters which is what the little vents are at the front. That gives you some basic positional control to stop you from drifting against the tide.
Yeah. Well, presumably when you're at the bottom, you're at like maximum ballast, so
Presumably.
it would feel like a submarine that far down, sitting on the bottom, might be heavy enough to just not move. But what do I know?
Hmm. I only know what I've read, and I'm not going to admit that that's the full extent of my knowledge. There's definitely more that they're not telling us. And these things just keep going and going and going.
Yeah, it's quite the long distance.
So we're going to hit max range about here. Should get their attention at least.
Yeah, every submarine should have rocket boosters to get it to position faster.
Too loud.
Nah.
Way
Maybe
too loud.
like a rocket torp. You
Yeah.
go in the air.
No, I know. Is you set up the ballast right in your submarine to get the nose pointed high enough that you can fire a torpedo like a Mark 48 and have it hit a helicopter.
That would be pretty cool.
Shit.
What's up?
If
Yeah,
I
exactly, Phoenix. They're not going. They've
move
not gone
at like
fast enough, but that's going to annoy
speed,
them.
I'm in the middle of the circle in 1 hour.
Yep. And if you go too fast, you're just going to be caught.
Bad thing is, it's like
So Phoenix, these two torpedoes are set to go
half
above and below the layer, so
1
there's nowhere they can run.
o'clock in the morning for me,
Oofed.
and I have to
Oh,
work
yeah.
tomorrow. But I guess who needs sleep? So
Yeah, fuck sleep. Imagine that'll get their attention in a moment. Oh, it's not good enough, Phoenix. This is done as a distraction. I don't plan on this actually doing anything.
How do you see the estimated time to waypoint or whatever?
Click on the square.
Well,
I mean, normally I don't even use the navigation things. I just say in which direction I want to go.
I typically set up the waypoints to just a singular waypoint in the direction I want to go. If, yeah.
Point where at the end of the waypoint you've set, there's a little square. If you set that square
I
to
know.
yeah. Oh, that's perfect. That should cover it pretty good.
Yeah. I've also discovered another semi-effective tactic for evading the torpedoes.
What's that?
Is you set up waypoints very close to you in a zigzag fashion.
Mhm.
So your submarine will follow that and it will automatically zigzag for you.
Yeah, it should wreck TMA pretty good.
It
Message.
Ah, stupid DivX. Hey, there's an update available. Would you like to do it? Click on the cross. Nope. Oh no, you meant to go back to the next screen.
Whole lot of nothing.
I'll never say never.
I didn't say never. I said nothing.
Wait long enough, man.
Got it. All ahead flank, how am I?
We'll do the same, just for fun. I'll still be quieter than they will.
Almost 2 hours to get to the center of the circle at current speed.
Nice.
Increasing speed.
I'm gonna go flying speed just for a few moments and see like how fast I can go and how long it thinks I can travel at.
Yeah. Have you been at snorkel depth?
I'm not gonna go at snorkel depth. I'm just gonna see what the batteries can do.
Got it. Slowing to most effective sonar speed.
That's what I'm doing.
Well, the whole point of
It's
this
okay,
Phoenix is just to
depending
get
on
them
if
moving.
he's above or below the layer, I may or may not be able to hear him.
I don't hear him.
That's interesting. What?
Surprise!
Okay. Not cool.
Subrocks are a bitch, man.
I too can play this game.
You have to guess where I'm from, though. That's right, Phoenix. And then a Kilo class, SSK. No, this isn't the mic.
Message. How very interesting.
What's so interesting?
I played the 5th. Let's just say overlapping signatures. No, I'm afraid that is not like Kirov.
It's like,
Sometimes the computer can be fairly stupid.
it's funny when it does that.
Also interesting that when I said, ooh, interesting, the signal stopped. Hmm. No, bad pinging. Go away.
No, bad touch, bad touch. Are we still all heading towards the middle, generally?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mostly, generally.
I understand there'll be occasional course changes to clear baffles and stuff like that. That's totally fine.
Consodar, Crazy Ivan!
Yeah.
Or, torpedo evasion.
Ooh.
I saw that. Don't think I didn't.
What?
Someone turned on truth for a split second.
Saw that too.
If I'm being honest, I didn't actually think that worked. I don't have no idea why that's actually able to be turned on. But if that's the case, then you guys can all do the same
Unfortunately,
thing.
I didn't see you. I
didn't
just
see
saw
you either.
the other AI sub.
I only saw 2 torpedoes.
Notice how everyone saw that. I'm kind of annoyed that I've turned on the ability for everyone to look at truth.
Well, no, only because you turned it on for a split second.
Alright.
We can't turn it on.
That's what happens when you put drawing tools and layers right next to each other.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Even at this rate, I'll be about half an hour before I'm
Okay.
close to the center. That's really annoying.
I can relate to that.
Message.
Okay.
Uh-oh. Someone just asked a question in link data matchmaking.
Still playing.
Oh, I'll get my phone out and see if I can respond.
What? Oh, hello.
That's the way you want to play it?
What's the way we're playing what?
Who went Yankee Search?
Someone went Yankee search?
Yeah, I heard that ping. I even heard that ping at this distance, at full speed.
I heard an undersea missile launch.
Not for me, you didn't.
Not from me.
like a minute ago. Sure, you're not getting active returns off of your own sub rock?
No, because I didn't fire any sub rocks in that direction. In fact, I've not fired anything for ages ago.
At current speed, time to get to the exact center of the circle, 2 hours, 14 minutes.
Pack a lunch, boys.
Increasing speed.
Just
Message.
go for it.
Stand by.
Okay, we can play that game.
Mess-
Sorry for the Z's instead of the Y's. Somehow my keyboard is switched
It's okay.
and I can't reverse it.
That's hilarious.
It is. Also, my question mark is not where it's normally at. So,
The game will be using an international keyboard rather than a specific region one.
normally I can type fine, but for some reason, at the start of the mission, I also could write normally.
Yeah, go figure.
Mess-
Oh. Think I.
Yeah, that's what I figured, Phoenix. I don't have a German keyboard though, so it's not my problem. I also don't have friends to message on this one right now because I'm playing me versus these two. Someone's going nuts with the pings there.
Not me.
Not me.
Well, someone's deployed a weapon.
I know. Someone deployed a weapon on top of my head.
That was rude.
No.
I do not consent. It's like, nope, not what I wanted. That's it. It's all kicking off now.
If someone had had contact on me, they don't have it anymore.
Interesting.
Koi pinging. Should have picked an alpha.
Just gonna have to be smarter with how you employ your weapons.
Yeah, well, those airdrop, those sub-rock torpedoes,
They keep you
can't
entertained, don't
go
they?
fast enough to hit an alpha.
They do keep you entertained, don't they?
Yeah, since they sit there circling for forever. Another good thing about the alpha is when you're running at flank, you can throw your rudder in full one direction or another, and you can outturn torpedoes.
That's
I've
pretty cool.
tested that before. It's pretty neat. Turn on truth and watch him try and follow you, and they can't.
That's pretty cute.
Sometimes they just get too confused and they just fly off in the direction. It's the best. Oh hell. It's also interesting. Why don't we just say until everyone's within like 10, 15 miles of the center, nobody shoot anything.
I'd be happy to do that, but sadly the AI isn't paying attention to that rule right now.
So has it been him shooting or you?
Well, someone shot at me, so I responded down that bearing.
I fired something, but only because there was a sub rock right there.
Oh, that was ages
Probably
ago.
shouldn't have said that.
Oh, that was ages ago, and yeah, that was way out to lunch. I wanted to see if I could.
Yeah.
I wanted to see if I could get you to fire.
We'll say where I'm at. It's a really deep layer.
It should be off of me now.
Ooh, I know. Better yet, we could turn on truth and just try and see who can kill each other the fastest.
If you've lost all your patience, I don't mind doing that if you don't.
It's kind of been going on for a long time. This is
Alright.
kind of why I hate sub domination.
Yeah, I know. Okay, fine. We'll play it your way then. Truth coming on.
Eric, is Eric okay with that?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm sure he
Okay.
is. He wants to go to bed.
Hold on. Hey, that was my torpedo that was following you.
Almost, but not quite.
And there's an Akula one improved. Oh, hey, watch out, Eric. There's torpedoes.
I
Yeah,
guessed.
I know.
I guessed that one correctly.
Oh, they're tracking you.
They are? Oh.
Yeah, they caught you. Run, run, run. Head flank. Head flank, full runner. Go,
Yeah.
go, go. Wait, I thought it said the AI would not be a Russian or an American sub.
That's right.
That AI there is an Akula one improved.
Yep, that's slot number 4.
Oh. Come on, get up to launch depth. Come on, get up to launch depth. This is a pretty funny looking submarine, though. The Type 212.
Yeah.
Can't tell if it's a glitch with the modeling
Oh, with the
or
squid.
if it's like that in real life, but all the torpedo tubes look off center.
Hmm.
There's a photo attached at the platform reference, maybe. Oh. Don't know.
Go up faster. Oh, he's running deep and slow.
Of course I am.
Is he?
Totally secure, all head flank.
Emergency blow.
It has to be launched from underwater, though. And unfortunately, you're way beyond the range of my ad caps.
Yep. thinks I'm stupid.
How do you use the sub rock in run to enable?
That's distances in miles. You need to check the maximum range, but basically you just set it to the point at which it will basically drop it in the ocean.
There we go. These torpedoes are a little over 10 miles from me, and I'm still hearing the pings quite loud.
Yeah, they don't mess around.
Did you see a video posted in Chasley's Discord the other day? It was some scuba divers caught some active sonar pinging while they were at a reef.
I have not seen that. No, I'll have to check that out. That sounds pretty rad.
Yeah, it was a bit of a while ago, but it's pretty interesting.
Yeah, I bet.
It actually didn't sound all that too different from the pings that we get in game here.
I wouldn't imagine so. The noises are pretty well recorded. The way the noise works through the ocean is pretty well recorded. All you have to do is guess the right frequencies.
Yeah. Slow down. I those I'm quite outside of their range.
You set 80s go well. They're also wire guided, so I can control when I want to enable them. So if I don't enable them, they don't travel very fast, but they also don't burn up all their fuel.
Yeah, well.
Also, it's going to give your torpedo something to think about because there's going to be far too many contacts in the ocean for it to
It has a
differentiate between.
maximum range of 9.7 nautical miles. I am far beyond 10 nautical miles from you.
Yeah, I know. You're also not going to get any closer to me now.
How do you know?
Because if you do, you'll run into torpedoes.
Also, I would take a look at
I
the blue thing heading towards you.
I am quite aware of the blue thing heading towards me. Except this is not a nuclear one.
Negative. The Virginia does not carry nuclear. If it is nuclear, then I don't know about it being nuclear. As far as I know, under the USNI and in the actual reference page for me, it shows as conventional.
Yeah, it is indeed a conventional.
No fair running a flank
Why can't I set any ghost dog, for example, as a target for my torpedoes? I only can say snapshot.
Because it's
With
not
truth, it disables you being able to lock onto them for some reason.
because you're not
Okay.
because you're looking at their contact at the person, not a contact on your scope. You can disable. I could disable the truth, since we've got a general location for each other, and you can work on manual solutions and stuff like that if you wish.
I don't.
Or alternatively, you can just take the ruler, the ranging ruler, and just get a bearing line for me, and just use that for a snapshot.
Okay.
It's a shame that the range isn't very good on these torpedoes, because that spread's looking pretty fucking epic.
Not cool, the Kula one. Not cool.
You asked for that. Hey, buddy. Stallion
Watch
away.
this.
You doing the same thing?
Come on. Oh yeah, that's definitely heading for me. But with any luck, I'll be out of range. Hopefully.
Safest thing to do would be to presume you're not going to be avoiding that.
Good, good. Oh, no, don't be turning. Oh, you're above the layer, and my sub rock went below it.
No, I'm below the layer too. Your sub rock just simply went for the decoys because it's stupid. Because it's a Mark 50 and they're easily spoofed.
Yeah, well.
Mark 46s are weak sauce, but they're actually smarter. Meanwhile, I get to close with.
Actually, the Akula dropped the torp far short of me, so.
You're lucky he's not got a very clever solution on you. He's probably just done it off your launch bearings.
Yep.
Lucky, lucky lad.
Honestly, Eric, I wouldn't bother using the Tigerfish. I would use your longest range weapon. At least I'm not cavitating anymore.
That's problem solved, right? That goes in the win column.
Figured out at what range I can close to you. So at 30 knots, the USA 80 torpedo has a maximum range of 9.7 nautical miles.
Yep.
And you set them even faster, so technically they have a range of like 7.
Very possibly. kind of want to look at the sonar right now because it's it's going to be really fucking crazy right now.
I can't hear anything on my sonar.
Yeah, me either. Going too fast, but it's still hilarious.
Okay. Okay, this is working still. I bet you're getting tired of the constant pinging behind you.
I can't hear anything.
Oh, really?
Yep. They're not pinging me. They're pinging me. They're still pinging my countermeasure spread.
I know.
And
Hey, don't be launching more countermeasures.
why not? I've got plenty more. Not,
I don't have plenty more sub-rocks though.
I'm not being paid to bring them back.
What may well impact the bottom.
Oh, all those bubbles. Messing with your torps. And it's now going to take a left turn instead of a right. And yes, it's
No, it was gonna
diving.
smack into the bottom.
I was going to say it's just given up and lost the will to live. Pop.
No explosion, no nothing. Just
Yes,
pop.
just your Barracudas don't have the range to get me. Neither do your DM2A4s, Eric.
Yeah, I know.
Eric, do you have any sub-rocks?
Nope.
No, not
Neither,
really.
neither do I. I know the Akula's got plenty, and he's just being a real miser right now. It's quite funny.
He's too far away to hear us on sonar.
Good point.
Even my spherical doesn't hear anything. Slammed on the brakes far too fast. I went from a head flank to all back emergency to all stop.
Whoops. Everyone's going to have a huge concussion at the moment because they're going to be slammed into the front panel. Thunk.
Hey, no, I announced to the crew.
I'll stop. Hang on to something.
Yeah. No, it's what the Dallas did for October.
Right.
Isn't that supposed to make a ton of bubbles or something?
That creates a knuckle in the water, yeah. It's what you see with Cold War, is making a knuckle in the water. When they pull a hard maneuver one way and then the other, the rudder actually basically wafts a whole bunch of wafts a current of water counter to the rest of it, and it can actually make active sonar kind of messy.
Since Cold Waters is basically has truth on permanently.
It doesn't. You don't see anything rendered unless it's above 95% confidence on your sonar and on your TMA.
Except when the enemy fires a torpedo, you immediately see that visually.
Well, that's because you would hear the launch transient.
My point is you can very precisely, almost airplane dogfight style, evade the torpedo.
I can and I do. It's quite funny, really.
Yeah.
I have to say, if we didn't have truth turned on right now, I can only imagine what you guys would be seeing right now if you had like 6 torpedoes across a spread coming towards you like this. That would be.
Well, I just slowed down to stop and look on my spherical, and I didn't see anything.
You don't see a thing.
No.
They're going to come in much later, and that's going to be full on brown alert moment. Like the Soviet sonar console is crazy at the narrowband display because you just see an arc from 60 degrees around to north of just solid lines.
Yeah.
Just lines for the entire northeast quadrant. I'm now detecting the incoming torps. And that's fine.
Considering just blowing ballast.
Just for the lols.
Just to get up fast enough. High enough, fast enough.
You'll be on the surface pretty quick, I guess.
Most of your USAID 80s have run out already.
Eric, your missile failed. You're too deep.
I know.
It's like, well, just chuck this at the side.
Wait.
Don't need it anyway.
Is that like. What are you trying to fire a harpoon at?
He's just trying to fire it over me.
You're too deep and going too
Yeah.
fast. 6 knots maximum.
And
Okay.
and 50 feet. Or well,
Okay.
it's 50 meters for me, but whatever the equivalent is for you, 150 meters. 150 feet. Sorry, words.
Or 100 feet.
Okay, I am at 50 meters, so.
Yeah, you are now.
300 feet, no cavitation. There we go. Just as soon as I passed above 300 feet, now I'm cavitating.
You gonna handle that Akula now?
No, the Akula's heading towards you pretty darn fast.
That's up to him, I guess.
Look at him. He's running towards you. Two, 4, 6 for 14.
Oh, you've got to be fucking kidding me.
Jeez.
Have you seen this? Oh no, never mind.
Yeah.
Never mind. It's fine. I just saw the way that missile was heading. I was like, oh god, go. Now it's not my problem.
I think it's going for me.
Yep. You're the last person that fired something. You're the biggest threat.
I think I'm gonna move away.
Yeah. Barracuda's not got the range for me. Your sub rock has failed. That one worked.
You talking to me?
Yep, your first one didn't go.
No, they both did.
It went sinking to the bottom first. That's weird.
Nope.
Looked for me that way too.
They both launched successfully. Run away. Run away very, very fast.
I'll run as fast as a kilo can run. We'll see what that
I
means.
was talking about myself. So that Akula definitely heard those 2 launches.
Oh, it did.
Okay, I'm sorry. I have to go to bed now.
No problem, man. You're about to blow up anyway.
It's gonna miss you. Yeah, it went past you.
Okay.
Oh, it's going way past you.
Okay, bye.
See you, man.
Wow, that one shoot was dropping at like 100 knots or something crazy. Come on, fall faster. Please. Don't you be running away.
Oh, I'm running.
You're out of sub rocks, aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, you would have shot some at me or him.
Oh, I'd have killed you guys by now.
I doubt it. I know how to handle a submarine with torpedoes danger close. Alright, now just lock onto him instead of his decoys.
He's gonna fight. It's gonna spin around to the decoys first.
Not this one. I wonder why they dropped to the bottom. It's interesting.
Did you command them to be above or below the layer?
There's no control for that.
Yes, there
You
is.
get a range and a bearing. That's it.
Yes, but there is a control for that.
But there isn't.
There is. You set the runtime to 1, 2, 3, or 400 plus your distance, and it goes
You
active
don't get
above
a runtime.
a distance to enable. Your distance to enable is got like 5 sets of zeros in front of the 1, 2, in front of the distance meter. So if you set, so your first two values, like my one says right, 1 to enable 00005, for example, is the default. The first two digits, the end two digits are nautical miles for a preset. That's pretty handy. The next number, the hundreds column, 1, 2, 3, 4, active above and below the layer for 0 and 1. 3 and 4 are passive above and below the layer. Very handy.
Hey, look at that.
Yeah, you got me. I was just about to.
Victory!
I was literally just about to start. I was literally just about to start punching out my next batch of countermeasures.
Surprised you didn't blow ballast.
I was about to start clicking on it. I thought I'd get my missiles off, my torpedoes off first.
Nope.
This is the point where you wish you had some crew because you could say, right, you guys fire the countermeasures.
Yeah. Well, you're lucky because my other one just plowed into the seafloor.
I ran out of contacts.
Hold on, let me do a celebratory blow of main ballast.
Oh god, you just have you seen the angle?
Yeah, it just went flying vertical.
I was like, holy crap, that can't be good.
No,
Full flank speed, go on. See if you can totally beach out like
I
a whale.
know. I have full flank on.
Oh yes.
I'm going 35 knots.
Nice. 36.
Sim's max speed is 28.
36 knots. You will be cavitating presently. Yep, there's the cavitation.
Cab. And leap.
Look at the big plume above you. Splash.
Yep.
I'm guessing your submarine did not like that.
No, the physics of the game doesn't let the submarine leave the water entirely.
That's a shame. Because that totally would have happened.
Oh yeah, this thing would have jumped like at least 3/4 of the sub would have come out of the water. I wonder if an alpha did an emergency surface at flank, if it could jump the entire submarine out of the water.
Oh god, that'd be pretty scary. Definitely be bad for the
That
sub.
would be amazing.
Be bad for the sub, I'll tell you that.
Oh yeah, the crew inside would like break their backs or something.
Yeah, it wouldn't be good. Well, I'm gonna kill the mission.
Well, that was kind of fun.
Oh, there was only one enemy. That Ming that you got.
Yep.
Should maybe make it a tighter circle or something next time. Or just not SSKs which take forever to get anywhere.
We should all take alphas.
That'd be hilarious.
Everyone run flank to the center, and once you run into each other, whoever's still alive wins.
Oh god. That would be pretty funny actually, I'd like that.
Have you seen the collision physics of this game?
I've experienced them.
When you tap someone else, you start spinning around madly.
Oh wow. That can't be
It's
good for it.
crazy. No. The game doesn't know how to handle collision. You tap someone, and then a whole bunch of random systems will break while you're spinning around at like 70 knots.
Oh Jesus.